Right now on NBC2 News Today, let the games begin. With just hours to go until the opening ceremony, NBC2 takes you live to London. A sneak peek of the surprises in store for what's expected to be a spectacular show. Plus,
there's a guy called Mitt Romney who wants to know whether we're ready.
the Republican presidential candidate sets off a political firestorm in London. All new this morning how he's clarifying his controversial comments. And new video right now. Severe storms strike the Northeast, killing at least one person. And we're learning the threat is not over yet. News Today at 6 starts right now.
Take a listen, a bonanza of bells. Brand new video out of London this morning where Big Ben, Britain's iconic clock tower, chimed to help kick off the first day of the London Olympics. That's today.
It is today, and the bells will not stop there. Queen Elizabeth will officially open the games at tonight's opening ceremony with the sound of a 27-ton bell forged at the 442-year-old Whitechapel Bell Foundry, the same foundry that made Big Ben. A lot of history over there. Can you feel it? Can you dig it? It's here. Today's the official start of the 2012 Summer Olympics in London, and we are only hours away from the start of the opening ceremonies, which kicks off once again tonight at 7:30 right here on NBC2. Good morning. Thanks for joining us here on News Today. I'm Clay Miller.
And I'm Krista Fogelsong. Happy Friday. Of course, the big story this morning, will tonight go off without a hitch? Well, camera's got a sneak peek of characters going into dress rehearsals, from Dalmatians, as you heard there, and factory workers to go-go lookalikes. Although the show is being kept super secret, this is a replica of Slumdog Millionaire director Danny Boyle's vision. That's it right there. A full English countryside with live sheep, fake clouds, but get this, real rainfall. And there's a lot of anticipation riding on this show. Who could forget this? Only 4 years ago, but still ingrained in our minds, the 2010 Games in Beijing, with an over-the-top display of 15,000 performers with a $100 million budget. With the extravagance. That's 2008, not 2010.
Yeah, 2008, yeah, the Beijing Games. Because, I mean, a lot to follow up because that was incredible. But Danny Boyle says that, hey, he's got his own thing. He's going to do something totally different. Now, with the excitement building, Southwest Florida is doing right now to get you in the spirit with local watch parties today.
Tonight, only you and your family can watch the opening ceremony right from the Art of the Olympians, and it's in downtown Fort Myers. It's a nonprofit gallery. And from face painting to art projects to games for the kids, the Olympians are learning about artwork created by Olympic legends. It's all free, starting at 7 tonight.
And you can also celebrate the games with your taste buds. The pub in Naples will host a viewing party at 7:30 tonight with an Olympic beer sampler from around the world and the Olympic torch cocktail designed specially for the events.
And our producer is going to watch with her dog. As you can see here, she's got a little Olympics USA. It was $55, just by the way. It is Ralph Lauren, and we did look, and this one is not made in China. It's made in Peru.
Okay, made in Peru, but not in China.
If you want to get really in the spirit, you can get some Olympic official clothes and watch it with your dog, watch it with your family, whatever you want to do.
Ashley will put that on the puppy. Boy, we're going to switch gears here, too, and talk about some wicked weather that has caused for a major cleanup this morning across the Ohio River Valley. That includes Ohio, Pennsylvania, and New York, and storms not letting up.
Temperatures dropped by 20 degrees some places, but it's also brought damaging storms, especially an unusual storm called a derecho. And to explain a little bit about that is NBC2's Kira Miner.
Yeah, and you, excuse me, you really don't see derechos very often here across the United States, but when they do occur, boy, they can cause a lot of damage, a lot of straight line winds, and that's basically just winds in excess of 60, 70 miles per hour that kind of bow out of some of these showers and thunderstorms. And when we talk about widespread damage, this can actually cover hundreds of miles, believe it or not. Here's some of the time-lapse video taken yesterday overnight from a balcony in New York City. You can actually see the dark clouds moving in. Hundreds of thousands are still without power. One person was killed in Pennsylvania when a tree fell on her car, and the governor of New York has declared a state of emergency in the city of Elmira, where a possible tornado did significant damage. Back here in Southwest Florida, Not too bad. Certainly not dealing with any showers or storms this morning, and it looks like we're going to be in pretty much a stagnant weather pattern as we go throughout today and also into the weekend due to a strong ridge of high pressure still settling over the peninsula, and that's going to keep our atmosphere fairly dry, fairly stable. Although notice first alert power Doppler radar not tracking any rain right now. Notice the sweep is going around. The only shower we do find is out into the Gulf waters, and we put a little bit of a track on this, moving from the south off to the north and just skirting the coastline of Naples and North Naples. So no worries as you are heading out the door on this Friday. So that's some good news right there, but not so good news when it comes to our temperatures. It's very warm outside, 73 degrees in LaBelle, Lehigh Acres at 75. Check out the warm spots, Placida, Sanibel, 80 degrees. So you take the cake this morning, but when you factor in the humidity, it feels a lot warmer than that with those heat index values already pushing the upper 80s. And by later this afternoon, we are talking about those heat indices into the lower 100s. So your day planner shaping up like this: a sunny sky this morning, 81 degrees, 91 by the lunchtime hour. Mostly sunny conditions continuing throughout the 5 o'clock hour with temperatures slowly falling into the lower 90s. But we do have about less than 20% chance for a couple of isolated showers or storms to develop along the sea breeze, mainly east of I-75 late this afternoon. Highs today in Arcadia, 93 degrees, but slightly cooler along the coastline, 89 in Sanibel, Marco Island, with Everglades City at 90 degrees. Taking a look at the next 3 days and into the weekend, not bad at all. Mostly sunny, highs into the middle 90s with slim rain chances across the board. That's your first alert forecast.
All right, Kira, thanks. Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. This is a live look at 75. And MLK in Lee County, you can see cars northbound and southbound getting by very nicely. No reported issues there. And some more good news for everyone. The rest of 75 and 41 looking A-OK this morning. You shouldn't have any issues if you're headed out the door right now to go to work. I'm Nick Saletti with your NBC2 Traffic Alert.
All right, thanks, Nick. It's 6:06 and new this morning. Mitt Romney will speak exclusively on the Today Show, along with his wife Ann, to clear up some controversy while on his trip overseas in London.
Yeah, certainly not what he wanted when he embarked on his trip there. Romney, who's set to attend tonight's opening ceremonies, spent last night backtracking after comments questioning London's preparedness in securing the games. Romney now says very few, very small things that end up going not quite right in the first day usually get ironed out in time. London's mayor publicly ridiculed the presidential candidate at a pre-Olympics rally after Romney said he was concerned about the games going off smoothly.
More victims of the Colorado shooting will be laid to rest today. 26-year-old Jonathan Blanc will be buried today in Reno, Nevada with military honors after he was killed shielding a friend. The family of Alexander Jonathan A.J. Boyk, just 18 years old, is holding a public viewing today in Aurora. Matt McQuinn will be buried in Ohio this morning, and John Larimer's funeral is this morning in Illinois. A memorial service for Rebecca Ann Wingo will also be in Colorado, while aspiring sportscaster 24-year-old Jessica Gowie will be buried tomorrow. Rebecca Ann Wingo was originally from Quinlan, Texas.
And this morning, the preliminary investigation at the Cinemark Theater in Colorado is complete. And now it is up to the theater's CEO and its employee that will decide if and when the movie complex will reopen. Although the workers won't be returning anytime soon, some think it should never reopen. 12 people were shot. 10 of them were found inside the theater dead. 58 others were injured. Another piece from the Jerry Sandusky sex abuse puzzle turns up.
Two attorneys in State College, Pennsylvania, say they've identified one of Sandusky's victims, known as victim number 2. We're also hearing from Sandusky himself in voicemails he left for the victim prior to his arrest. Here with a portion of those tapes, NBC2 anchor Stacey Deffenbaugh. She's live in the newsroom. Good morning, Stacey.
Good morning, guys. Those two Pennsylvania attorneys saying there are several voicemail messages from Jerry Sandusky. One of them left last September, just 2 months before he was arrested. Now, we're learning more about the message in this one you're about to hear. He's leaving it for the person who we've known up until today as victim 2. He's the person that Coach Mike McQueary testified to, seeing in the locker room shower with Sandusky. The victim's name not public this morning, and his attorneys say they are very close to filing a civil lawsuit.
If you could get back to me and let me know, I'd appreciate it. And when you get this message, give me a call, and I'll have to talk to you later. Thanks. Love you.
Earlier in the month, that internal investigation found top university officials, including Joe Paterno, deliberately concealed abuse allegations to avoid any bad publicity at Penn State. Sandusky convicted on 45 counts of sexual abuse involving 10 victims. He is now in jail awaiting official sentencing. I'm live in the newsroom on this Friday morning. Stacey Deffenbaugh, NBC2.
Good morning, everyone. One of our favorite parts of the morning here, 6:21, a live look at London, the Olympic torches there in Olympic Stadium. American swimmer Michael Phelps, too, could become the most decorated Olympian in history today if he can just get to the medal stand.
Plus, U.S. women's gymnastics team is looking for gold for the first time in nearly 2 decades. And our guy out there is Dave Wagner. He is live in London this morning with the very latest. Good morning, Dave.
Hey, good morning to you guys. You know, there is no precious medal left in the world because Michael Phelps has essentially taken it all. He has 17 medals at this point, going for 2 more tonight in the 200 butterfly. That is his best event, so we'll see what happens there. Could have a total of 19 before he retires. Meantime, the U.S. gymnastics team going for gold for the first time in 16 years.